All right, welcome everyone. It is the day. The reveal of the next expansion. So, before we get into that, I do want to say a couple of things. So, first of all, last night there was a flood of leaks that came out. There was just the whole thing was leaked last night. Um, I myself accidentally, I didn't mean to, but I accidentally did click on one of those and I did see the name of the new expansion. But that's about it. That's all I saw. So I don't know anything. I just knew that there was a ton of leaks, and I tried to stay because it was all posted on like the subreddit and stuff. So I tried to stay away from the subreddit. And I guess the moderators on the subreddit were very clear about the rules as well, because I guess there was people that were spoiling, that were leaking, or that were talking about the leaks or whatever, but they weren't putting like spoiler tags and stuff. And I guess the moderators weren't happy with that, which, is a good thing. So, but yeah, so leaks were out. I did get to look at the name of it. But other than that, I know nothing. Then the second thing is I just pulled up the website. So I'm recording this at 3 minutes after noon, and they post their stuff on at noon, right? Like my time at least, noon my time. And the thing is, the blog post seems really short. It seems like a really, really short blog post. So I don't know um if there's more, like, because they do the blog post and then they do the website. So we're gonna go through the blog post and I'm gonna look at the website. I hope that there's like more to it, but I kind of just like skimmed through. I saw like the pictures and stuff. I didn't put anything to memory, so I don't even know what I saw. But I looked through. I'm like, how long is this? And it seems like they have like just like one paragraph for all of these little things that are being added. So I'm maybe a little worried. I don't know. We'll have to go through, but yeah, it doesn't look too long. So we'll look at it. I'm still super excited. Just so you guys know, I'm very excited. I had a really, really, really good time speculating. Many of you guys were speculating as well. It was super, super fun. Everyone was just kind of coming up with their own ideas, and everyone was like, there was many people that disagreed with me, many people that agreed with me. I think the biggest thing for this expansion, the three biggest things for me personally are going to be, what's the main feature going to be? What is, the elite specializations, and then the location. I think those are going to be the three biggest things for me. The story is going to be interesting either way, I think, to me, so I don't think that I'm that worried about it. I'm always interested in the story, and I do know that in my review of Chantia Wilds, I kind of made it seem like I didn't care. I loved all of the different parts of Chantia Wilds, don't get me wrong. I love the story parts themselves. I did enjoy. I just think that there was too much, and that many parts didn't get the time that they deserved because they were so good, right? Like, so. Anyways, we're not here to talk about Janther Wells. We're here to talk about the next expansion. So let me pull it up. Ooh, I'm so excited. All right. So yeah. So all we have right now, I'm trying to see if there's like another. Yeah. So all they posted is these two. They posted that right here, but yeah, announcing Visions of Eternity. So that's all I saw, which is weird. I kind of like, so I saw that name last night and I immediately was just like, what could that mean? Visions of Eternity, right? Like, it's very like Secrets of the Obscure, right? Which was very like, what does that mean? And at the forefront, of course, there was the, oh, I don't have any headphones. I have to listen to this. So you guys might hear an echo, just so you guys know. I'm gonna have to listen to that. I didn't know there was a. How long is this trailer? Okay, it's just a minute and a half. So we will watch that. But yeah, I'm like, I didn't realize that there was a trailer in there too. I guess I should have had my headphones ready. But anyways, so yeah, I don't know what that means, so it's gonna be very interesting. So let's just kind of read through, because obviously, whatever. Today we were thrilled to announce our next expansion, Guild Wars 2: Visions of Eternity, and its release date. Guild Wars 2: Visions of Eternity launches on October 28th, 2025, and like the previous two expansions, will bring with it a year of story chapters and 3 major content updates. You can get an overview of what to expect from our 6th expansion on the official page, and we'll be sharing tons of additional details between now and launch. Okay, so let's look at this. Like I said, I'm trying not to have you guys hear that echo itself, but unfortunately I didn't realize there was going to be a trailer too. So give me that in highest quality, please. I don't want to have it too loud for you guys, but whoa.
Whatever the Inquest are searching for, we need to find it first.
Whoa.
These fools have no idea the power that's buried here. The ley energies on Castora flow in abundance. The wildlife is vicious. Finding the future requires exceptional vision. We will use every tool at our disposal. After this is done, they'll remember us forever.
Whoa, you guys! What would you sacrifice for power? So that's the Inquest symbol on the back there. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, that looks cool. Are you kidding? That's like so awesome. Oh my god, who would have guessed that this is gonna be... Okay, so it seems... Whoa, look at that! Castoran Tentacled Skimmer? That looks awesome, dude. Oh, that looks so good. Are you kidding? Okay, oh my god. Okay. I'm sorry about the sound, you guys. See how excited I am? I can't even fucking live right now. So, I do want to put on... Can we have, like, closed caption? Because I want to see what they... Whatever the Inquest...
Find it first.
We need to find it first. So, this is... It looks to be... Oh, you guys can still hear it. I can't hear it. It's probably real... let me turn off the sound for a second. So... These fools have no idea the power that's buried here. The ley energies on Castora flow in abundance. Okay. The wildlife is vicious. Finding the future requires exceptional vision. Okay, so I wanted to kind of hear the dialogue because... Sorry. Whew. I'm so excited. It's just like my body is just exerting all these things, noises and sounds, and Ridlock is there. We'll talk about all of this. I kind of wanted to... Okay, I kind of wanted to read that. So Castora is the area that we're going to. So first of all, like I said, you guys can listen to the trailer yourself if you want to. The music was really good. I didn't really get too much of the music because, like I said, I try to keep it like low, but even then I could see that it was being picked up by the mic a little bit. But nonetheless, so it's an Inquest focus. So finally, again, right, like ArenaNet is in the phase of they want to listen to the player base as much as possible, right? So people have been asking for something Asura focused for a long time. So we're actually getting Inquest. We haven't gotten an Inquest story since season 4, right? And that's really cool to me. I like a whole expansion that's focused on Inquest. I think that's really, really cool because it's very, very fresh. It's not what we have been dealing with. I do hate that we're once again dealing with Iskaran and all of them. Like, the Astral Ward is there. Like, I wish we would kind of stay away from that. I wish we would get back to having a smaller group of people that is just, like, I don't know. Iskaran has never seemed to be the super active guy, and all of a sudden, since we came around, he's been, like, hanging out with us, going to all these different places, right? Like, maybe he has always been that active, but I always felt like he was this guy that would just hang out in the tower, and if things got really bad, then he would, like, step in, and not that he would just, like, he ventures around the world, like, freely and openly in front of all these people and blah, 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 all this stuff, you know? I don't know. So, like I said, I kind of missed the whole, like, Destiny's Edge, Dragon's Watch, like having a small crew of like regular people kind of struggling to like do the fight, having these super magical beings with this like organization that's super powerful and that knows all of this stuff is kind of like, it's a little bit like, you know, but anyways, it's not a bad thing. But so the setting, it looks to be a tropical setting. So let's kind of go through the trailer one by one, and we'll talk a little bit more in detail about that. So we were correct on the tropical thing. It seems to be, so obviously we're getting there on regular ships. These look like these ships right here look like I don't know. Is that like, do we know these I don't know who these characters are. I don't know if this is, I think this is supposed to be the player character. Remember, they always have like they have one specific character that always represents the main character in all of these trailers and stuff like that. And specifically during Dragon Bash, you can actually see all of them. They're the ones that are on the lake that are fighting the like hologram on the lake, like not the arena that you go into, but like in the overworld, like in the open world. When you go to Holbrack out on the icy lake, they're fighting. All of those characters are the representation. We have not had an Asura representation, so I'm thinking this is going to be the representation of the main character here. And I'm thinking, is this? I don't know if this is, and I forgot her name. From season 4, the one Corsair lady. That was okay. Sorry, so I had to look up who that character was. So this looks like Saida the Sly. If you don't know who that is, Saida the Sly, she was the Corsair lady from season 4 that we meet there. But she looks like much more regal now. She doesn't look like a Corsair anymore. She looks like, I don't know, like she looks like she's like a bigwig now, like in charge or whatever. So, but I think that's who that is. So we're gonna see a return of that character, I'm guessing, because I'm guessing we're gonna be using these ships to travel there, or we're gonna see these are her ships. I'm guessing the two that we see early on there, those are probably her ships. Oh, we don't see them yet. I guess they come after the fact. Yeah, right there. So I think these are her ships. This is we have seen that ship. That is definitely her ship from season 4, or it looks like that was the same model of ship. This one I don't know. The one on the right, I'm not sure what that ship is, but yeah, it looks like a couple of ships. Again, remember how we talked about during season 1. They released the Aetherblade hideout, right? And a lot of people, I remember a lot of people noted, myself included, that when you go out to the actual sea, it's a very like rough sea. There's like raining and there's actual waves coming in, and we've never seen that. We've never seen like actual like waves in the open ocean and stuff like that. But it looks like, I don't know if this is just a cinematic that they're showing us here. I don't know if this is going to be actually an instance that we're going to be in. Maybe it's the very first instance on our way to this island, Castora or whatever. But we have again these this rough ocean with the big waves and rainstorm coming in. It looks really, really good. It looks really, really cool. But yeah, so then we get to the island, the first part of the island. It looks like a lot of shipwrecks here. These are like the common ships that we saw in Ore, a lot of those and stuff. But again, so we talked about like the tropical, it's definitely a tropical looking island with a lot of magic imbued, right? They talk about like Leyline. The Inquest are interested because there's so much magic, probably like here, that they're trying to siphon. We see this tree, we're gonna see this tree close up, but there's these magical orbs like all around. The magic kind of collects, so this is really cool. This is exactly, when I was talking about the setting that I wanted to see, this is exactly what I wanted to see. Like a tropical island that's kind of like beachy themed with a lot of magic going on. This is beautiful. This looks absolutely beautiful. I love, love, love this, okay? This is really, really cool. We can see, so Isgarin is here, main character. This is probably one of her crew. It looks like there's some Astral Ward hanging out down there. We have a waypoint here. Again, shipwrecks everywhere, waterfalls. So this is probably the landing, right? There's a ship behind us. So we just landed here. I'm gonna turn this off. We don't need to see this anymore. So, but yeah, it's really cool. It looks really, really cool. I love this. It's beautiful. I've been missing. So we're gonna see. There's gonna be something that I noticed in the trailer here. With the skimmer, we're gonna see in a minute. So I have a feeling that the skimmer is gonna be the one that's gonna get like upgraded, which I guess makes sense if we're gonna get like water stuff. It doesn't look like we're getting underwater stuff, but it looks like we're getting water related stuff, like meaning like beach and stuff, which is cool because I love beaches in video games. Like they just they're so like, I don't know. And that's like one theme I feel like we haven't really touched on, right? Like we've been to a jungle, we've been to a desert, we've been to mountains, we have been to like I don't know, like all kinds of different places, you know, but like a beach really hasn't been one of those. There are beaches in the game, but I feel like they're not like, this is beautiful. Like we have no beach that looks like this in game. So that's really, really cool. I love that a lot. This doesn't look as saturated, so I have like questions about that. Do you see how saturated this is? And I noticed this too earlier when I was watching this. So this looks very saturated, right? When we see the earlier, right? Like look at how saturated, how colorful, right? The colors really pop, and you can really see like, you know, everything looks so like it looks like a vacation resort if there wasn't like destroyed shipwrecks everywhere. But yeah, so we're on an island, right? Because they're saying and the reason why I know that this isn't just a continent, or maybe it is a continent, they're naming a new continent, right? But they're saying on Castora, meaning you can only be on a continent or on an island. But if you're like, you know, inside of like, we're like interior, right? When we're in like central Tyria, we're interior. We're on Tyria because that's the planet, but we're like in Cantha, right? We're in Ilona. Right, like even when we're you know, when we're in Istan, we're on Istan actually, because Istan is the island that, like the name of the island, right? We're on Istan, right? So is Castora a whole continent, or is that just the island? I'm guessing it's an island chain. Like I'm guessing it's gonna be some kind of island chain, because it looks very tropical. It looks like there's a lot of water around. I don't think we go too far inland, so I don't think there's, I don't know, we'll have to see. But Castora is the place that we're at, which is really cool. So this is, like I said, this is a little bit more grayed out. We still see all these magical orbs here, a lot of waterfalls. We see, you know, it's still very tropical, but it looks more dusty almost, right? It looks a little bit more arid. The colors are kind of drained a little bit. It's not as saturated. I don't know what those are. I'm not sure what those are supposed to be. They look like little vents or something. Yeah, I don't know what those little things down here are. They're like little vents. They're the only things beside these that kind of stand out to me. There's a little... these are like different orbs to these kind of orbs we're gonna see these magical, we're gonna see the like the environment kind of warp around these magical infused orbs or whatever. Yeah, these guys. So we saw this, right? We talked about this. It's very funny that this is what it looks like, okay? And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because so in the preview, in the reveal of the icons and stuff, the background image, right, had this tree, right? It was this big tree on a floating rock that had a hole in the middle and water was coming out of it, right? So we saw that, and I talked about how this really reminds me of like Morgan's Spiral, blah, blah, blah. And even down below, if you look, that's like a little spiral. So this is almost like Morgan's Spiral. This is like almost the same setup as Morgan's Spiral, like floating rocks on like a beachy themed thing with like, you know, a swirl on underneath that's like watery and stuff. So that's very funny that we get to see that. So we see these magical things. They talk about like the ley line. They don't know what's buried here. You need like you need exceptional vision. So it looks like we're gonna visions of eternity. It looks like you need to train some kind of vision mastery or something in order to like see what's really happening, maybe, or like what we're gonna discover. Like maybe it's a mastery where we can really discover like maybe see the flow of magic more easily or something like that, and these orbs become more apparent to us or something. I don't know. And what these, like, is this just environment, or do these things, these orbs, these magical orbs, like play a part in this? I don't know, you know. We'll have to see. But yeah, leyline. I mean, there's leyline magic coming, but we also see this little spout of magic. If you guys see like the movement, there's like magic coming out of the ground. So that's not just leyline, but and there's a second one back there too. But having ley lines around, so it looks like there is these pockets of magic. So it looks like Castora is very magically infused. It looks like there's a lot of magic on Castora. That is like stored here or whatever, and the inquests are probably looking to harvest that, right? Harvest and harness in different ways and take over the world or whatever, right? It's the inquest, so that's what they're trying to do. Yeah. So we get some MOA. We get a little bit darker setting here. I don't know if this is like at night or something. I'm not sure. We get some moas hanging out. We get like this big tree, very big tree. This looks more inland. Um, again, with Janthiawaza, it was really easy to pick out which map, what was map 1 and what was map 2. Map 1 didn't have any rain and was just a little bit more clear. Map 2 had a lot of rain and was very dark and, you know, that type of stuff. So it was easy to pick out. Now it's very hard to see. I'm thinking this is map 1. And then this part is, this part looks to be either underground or be map 2. It's a little bit darker. This is map 1 still, I want to say. This is still, I think, map 1, but it's really cool. I really love this setting. This is beautiful. This makes me want to, like, I know that I'm just going to be hanging out on these maps just to, like, look at it. But this kind of looks like map 2 to me. It gets a little bit darker. We're probably more inland. It's more jungly. I mean, I'm still thinking that we're going to that continent to the west because this still kind of reminds me of that, right? Like in a lot of ways. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you guys can go back to my one video from a couple weeks ago when they had the first of the reveals, when the mandolin was revealed or the lute or whatever was revealed. That, you know, there was I talked about like the Western continent, and I'm still thinking like this might be the Western continent. I don't know. Big tree, not a pale tree, but a big tree. Could this have any meaning? I don't know. It looks like a lot of that magic is kind of like hanging out right here, so I don't know what's going on there, but very, very beautiful. They're just showing a lot of environmental shots. This is one of the, is this a new creature, or is this one of the mount skins? This looks like one of the mount skins for like the raptor or something that they made into a creature. Either way, I love it. I think it looks really, really cool. I love the little details. Like, you can see all the little teeth on here and stuff like that. It looks really, really cool. It's very detailed. I love all the colors on it. So, very exciting there. So, I think this is the main character. I think, so, I don't know what's happening here. Okay. So, there's a couple of things that I'm kind of curious about. First of all, this is the main character, looks to be a necromancer, right? Very green, and is using a scepter, right? Using a regular old scepter, necromancer scepter. These are regular scepter attacks. I don't know if that weapon, is that a new weapon skin? That might be a new weapon skin. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it, the scepter skin here. This might be one of the new weapons that we're gonna get from the new weapon set. But it looks kind of cool. I don't know if that's new. I'm not sure. You guys can let me know. It looks, I don't think I've seen this before. But the thing is, the other thing that kind of is weird to me is this like wreath-like thing that's behind the main character, or this character. There's crystals here. So, I mean, this is very like, you know, again, crystals in Guild Wars 2 are always used, like, not always, but many times are used for like magic storage, right? Like there's many a times where magic is stored in like crystals and stuff like that, and like crystals represent magic in a lot of ways. So this might just be like naturally occurring because of the magic that is imbued on this island. But this weird like wreath in the back is kind of like, it's very interesting because it's not an asset I feel like I've ever seen. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so the character is using just regular Necro Scepter right now. And yeah, I think that is definitely one of the Raptor skins. It definitely looks like one. This is like a, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Like, he looks so cool. I mean, this is obviously like a reuse of different, I don't know what the reuse is here really, but he looks bad. Doesn't he look cool? Sorry, you guys. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. It looks really, really cool. Now we got a little bit of skimmer. So this skimmer is very insectoid looking. Yeah, so it looks very, very insectoidy, and you know, has like insectoid wings and stuff. But that's definitely a skimmer. So that's a new skimmer skin. But then also I wanted to go back to this. I kind of saw this. So Saida is fighting here, and it looks like this creature is using like water splash attacks, right? Wait, what is this little inquest person doing? Is he running in place? Are they running in place? They look like they're kind of running in place. I don't know why that's there. There's a little inquest reason. And we get this, like, it looks like a jackal, like an alligator jackal skin. Again, looks to be like, yeah, it looks to be a creature that we're fighting here. The thing is, look, the skimmer is shooting. Pew, 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 pew. Shooting kind of, like, shooting lasers out. So the skimmer is going to get, like, little, looks to be is getting something like, you know, like the fireball for the sky scale. We're going to get some kind of thing that we can shoot at enemies. So I really love this already. So we get new enemies. They might be reusing, like, you know, like I said, this is something, and that's something, reusing mount skins to be enemies is something that I've talked about for so long, because I'm like, they put so much effort in the mount skins and like what they look like and making sure that they're really, really, like, I don't know, very detailed or whatever. I'm like, but there's so many of them. It's like, why don't you use those as enemies? Like, some of them, like, pick them out, right? They did, the one time they did that, was, or not as enemies, but they reused it, was for an NPC, and it was for the, what's it called? The one fractal, where you go up on the mountain or whatever in Cantha. I forgot the name of it, but, what they had that stag looking jackal skin that was like the one NPC that was in that fractal, right? And I was like, oh my god. And it was so funny because I had, right before that came out, I had talked about, I'm like, man, there's so many really cool like mount skins that they have. They kind of need to use those, and they're doing exactly that, right? Because all you need to do is take off the harness and the saddle off of these creatures, and then you have like a really cool unique mob skin, right? Like, and it's kind of cool because seeing your, because it's like, it's fine having those mount skins and it's cool, right? It's like unique and it's awesome or whatever, it feels nice. But I always ask myself, as the person that always goes for like immersion in games and stuff like that, I'm like, where are they coming from? We have so many of them, but we've never seen them anywhere in the world. So where are all these skins coming from? Where are all these creatures coming from, right? Like, we see sand jackals when we get them, right? We see skimmers when we get them, right? Like regular skins of that, right? We've seen a couple of raptors here and there throughout the world, that people use and stuff. So you can kind of see, okay, they're coming from there. But like the majority of all these skins, like, we don't know where they're coming from. So it's really cool that they're reusing these, because that is a good reuse of a model, I think, right? These are not something that we've seen much of. So I really like this. I really like seeing the little alligator guy out here as like an enemy. I think that's really, really cool. It's perfect for a tropical setting, right? Having like this alligator crocodile thing. We have a little crab in the back there, but, you know, whatever. All right, so we get shooties with these guys, with the skimmer. Yeah, and then we get, so a scepter. It's a scepter offhand. So I want to point that out. That's a scepter offhand. Is that a scepter? What is that that person's holding? Is that a mace offhand? Is that a mace or is that a scepter? I can't tell. But this looks like an attack we haven't seen yet. These fireballs shooting out. Maybe not? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I'm very confused. I'm very, very confused right now because this doesn't... Like, what is that? That looks like an old... Like, I need to... So yeah, I just looked up different scepter skins. So this is the core, like, scepter. These are the core weapons. So this is a scepter offhand. Okay, I just want you guys to know that I don't know if this is... Are they showcasing one of the new... You know, is this an elementalist skill? Because I'm not sure what the skill is where these fire bullets are coming out. I mean, this looks like an elementalist pistol, but... Why is that elementalist wielding an offhand scepter? That's very strange to me. So we're gonna have to kind of see what they say in the blog post and on the website. So this is an offhand scepter that they have, right? We see, oh, so this is the new weapon set. Ooh, it's little, oh my god, it's little seahorses. So just so you guys know, and we see that in the background, I'll talk about that in a second. So, okay, so a couple things that I want to talk about with seahorses. So you guys know I have a series on my channel. It's the animal facts and Easter eggs Okay, there's 4 parts to it. I will be at some point in time. I know I've been talking about it for the last year. I have a part 5 that I want to point out. But in the very first part, I do talk about seahorses. Seahorses aren't very common on Tyria at all, but we do see some instances of seahorses on Tyria. Okay, so I really and I love seahorses. So I you know, beside owls, of course, right? But I love seahorses. They're like so cute. I love them. So I love that we have like a seahorse um, weapon set. It's like a weapon set that's very like it's the colors, right? The on this, like you can see the colors are the orange and the purple. That's kind of the color of the expansion, right? Is the orange and purple or magenta or whatever. So this looks to be a mesmer here. This is a Norn mesmer. This is a I'm guessing this is a human thief. Like, this is obviously human, but I don't know if that's a thief or what that is, or warrior. Could be anything. Because this is just the, like, explorer outfit, I want to say. I don't think that this is anything that... Have we seen this out? No, with the hat? That's new, right? With the hat? Like, I think this is a new outfit. I'm not sure, though. You guys can let me know. I don't know. Is this, like, an armor set that they put together? Because if it is, they did a really good job, but I don't think it is. But this looks to be an elementalist with a spear, and there's a little... I don't know if this is like perspective-wise. I'm not seeing something correctly here, but it looks to be a small little spirit fox. Or it's a spirit fox that's way in the background by that waterfall in the back there, and it's actually like gigantic, like a jackal size. But it looks like people were correct. The fox spirit goes to the elementalist, and I was wrong on that. So more details to come in a second, but yeah, and I don't know, this looks like a new outfit too. So it looks like we're getting new outfit. Like, this doesn't look like something I've seen before. I don't know. I don't do too much in the female fashion, really, so I don't know. But yeah, no, it does look like that is what it is. So it looks like the fox, the flamey fox, is going to the elementalist, which is really cool. It looks super detailed. Love the little markings on it. I love the way it looks. It looks really, really cool. Okay, then we see this guy over here with the scrit. Is that a scrit digging up treasure? What is going on there? Is that a ranger with a... That's not a ranger with a rifle. So what is that? Is that a scrit? No, that's not a scrit. What is that? What is that creature? Scrit have rat tails. That's not a rat tail. Is it? I don't know what that is. This is very interesting to me, because there's like gold coming out or whatever, right? We talked about the swindler, right? Is this the thief? Is this the thief with a this is probably a thief, I'm guessing, with a rifle, and this is part of whatever the swindler thing is, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm very confused by this. Looks really cool though. Then we have the so it is musical. The mesmer is musical, but it's not just a lute. There's also a flute here. So they're playing a flute. Then we see Inquest. Looks to be second map. This is more inland, I want to say. Second map, maybe. There's a helicopter in the back with these guys right there. We see a helicopter. That's the Char helicopter that they build during the core game or whatever. Regular Inquest guys here. Nothing crazy. We get an Inquest cannon. We get, regular Inquesty structures. I don't think there's anything interesting. We see a robotic raptor here. That's probably an actual enemy. It's not just someone riding it, I would say. But yeah, it looks to be some kind of Inquest base out on the islands doing their shenanigans. Normal Inquest stuff, right? We get to see that. We've kind of seen this. I think the same doesn't the Desert Borderlands have like the same kind of structure in the like northern part, that northern the Earth elemental area or whatever? Isn't that kind of what it looks like as well above it? But then yeah, so we get the main character. There's a bunch of Inquest dead on the ground. What is this animation over here on the side? What is going on? Oh, that's like a trap, right? Is that a trap? Yeah, that looks to be one of the Dragon Hunter traps, but it's the main character. This is a weird perspective thing, okay? So we are running towards we're running to the right, okay? Ridlock is on our right, and then watch the next scene. Ridlock is now on the left, and Niskaran is on the right, and there's something behind us. But it looks like we're running away. It looks like the whole place is coming down. So it's probably us. I mean, I guess Ridlock is joining the crew here, but which I guess a lot of people are going to be very excited about that Ridlock is back. But what is that behind us? What is that behind us? I don't know. It's some kind of elemental creature or something. It looks like some kind of magically infused elemental rock creature that's like collapsing on the ground or something. But yeah, we're running away from it. It looks like. Yeah, and then we get to look at the baddie, the Inquest baddie guy, that has these raptors, with cannons on their arms. Looks like there's cannons on their arms. Yeah, they look like they have cannons for arms. Or something. Blades for arms or something. What would you sacrifice for power? October 28th, you guys. So still a little bit away. I do love the icon of like the logo is great. All right, so we kind of looked at that. Tropical setting, Inquest of the bad guys, adventure on an unknown island. Let's kind of read more. I kind of want to do more. I want to read, but as you guys can see, there's not that much to read through. But I want to see what the website has to say as well. Tyria's leaders are anxious about rumors of covert Inquest voyages launched in search of Castora, an island so remote that's long been thought to be inaccessible, or even non-existent. The risks involved prevent all but the most tenacious, and perhaps foolhardy of pursuers from investigating the Inquest's plan. Your race to discover the Inquest plot will lead you across 2 new open-world regions at launch, each filled with magical energies and strange creatures. 2 additional maps will open as the story continues over the course of a year. For Guild Wars 2, Visions of Eternity will be releasing story chapters differently than we've done for the previous. Yep, we've already talked about that. We get another look. It looks beautiful. Like I mean, the thing is, a lot of people were very like when End of Dragons came out because everything was like super oversaturated a little bit. But I feel like they found a really good balance with this. I think this is like the saturation is turned down just a little bit, but it also it makes it feel like it's obviously higher saturation than like core tier or whatever, but it makes it feel so much more magical in my opinion, right? Because the colors pop, right, and a lot of colors kind of remind you of magic, right? So I really like this tropical setting with magic flowing about. Like I really love the like magic that's imbued in the environment and stuff. All right, expansion features new elite specializations. Elite specializations are back. Influences from members of the Tyrian Alliance bring new ways to play each of our new 9 professions. In Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity, you'll experience new trait lines, profession mechanics, and healing utility in elite skills, adding many new ways to play your character. From August 20th to August 27th, we're holding an in-game preview week for you to beta test all of these elite specializations. All right, guys, August 20th to August 27th, okay? Let me look at that. So that's going to be in a few weeks. So it's going to be from Wednesday to the next Wednesday in the last week in last couple weeks in August there. So very exciting. When that preview arrives, we'll ask for your feedback to help us take each elite specialization through the polish phase and into launch. All players with a Guild Wars 2 account in good standing may participate in the preview. We'll be next week to kick off a series of blogs and live streams to talk about the elite specializations. I need to know now, ArenaNet, what is going on here? Why is there an illusionary like lute in the back or mandolin or whatever the hell it's supposed to be? What's going on? Why is she looking so lustful at her instrument? I need information. Skimmer Mastery. In Guild Wars 2 Visions, the Skimmer Mount will be featured with new and updated mechanics. Hover, dive, and soar faster than ever before as you explore the dangerous and beautiful environments of Castora. I like that. The Skimmer is one of my favorite mounts. Always has been. Always been a fan of the Skimmer. And I love a lot of the Skimmer skins and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to see that. I need more details though. Raids and combat. In 2026, raids and strikes will be unified under the same structure, improving access for new players and streamlining rewards. We're investing in systems that help facilitate group content, which we'll talk about more in the future. 2 new raid encounters, including challenge modes and a legendary mode, will be added in the major updates in Guild Wars 2 Visions of Eternity next year. In addition, a new Convergence and Fractal with Challenge Mode will also release in the final expansion update next year, giving players lots of obstacles. So that's a lot of stuff. 2 new raid encounters. Does it mean like 2 raid wings? Or is that like, is it like the same raid wing and there's just like 2 encounters in the raid? Like, I'm not sure what they mean by raid encounters with that. You guys know more because I don't play raid, so I don't know what the terminology is for that. But yeah, anyway, so we're getting pretty much the regular shit that we've been getting, right? Which is nice. I mean, I'm not against it. Again, my question is, what does the convergence, what the fractal looks like? If you guys did watch my my review of Janthia Wilds, right? My question to ArenaNet at the end of the day was, what are they doing with fractals, right? Because the fractal that we got, Kinfall, that we got with Janthia Wilds was just a cutout piece from BR Marches that they reused. They added reused enemies. There was nothing, no new enemies, nothing like that. The mechanics are very simple. It's very short. It's not very long. And then they had, you know, the final boss was like this again, reused. I think even mechanic wise was like reused. So it was all very reused, very copy and paste, which again, to me, not that big of a deal. But the question to ArenaNet that I had is like, you know, if we're just getting one fractal, why are we getting something that's completely just reused? You know what I mean? Like, I would love to see, if we're only getting one fractal a year, I wanted to have some unique stuff to it. Like, I don't want it to just be reused content from before. Like, then you might as well go back to doing Dragon Response missions, which was exactly that, right? So, yeah, anyways, kind of that's part of that. So there's this big boss. I'm guessing this is probably the big boss of Area 1. I don't know what that... Is that another creature back there? It looks like a Char back there. But again, Saida... And so this is looking to be either like a world boss, or it's looking to be a meta event on the first map. This is definitely looking like the first map, but this guy looks awesome. I hope there's a mini of him. Not that I'm a mini guy, but like that I collect minis or anything, but I love the colors of this guy. It's very, very cool. Legendary treasures. Over the course of the expansion and its subsequent content updates, players can pursue 6 new legendary items, 3 new weapons, a ring, an accessory, and long requested Aqua Breather. Oh my god, Legendary Aqua Breather has been announced. Guys, we're getting 3 new weapons. Interesting that they're picking 3 specific weapons. I wonder what they're going to be. They better be stuff, I mean, obviously they have to have stuff that is accessible. So it's going to be 3 weapons where maybe certain, I mean, when you look at something like the Warrior has almost access to every single weapon in the game, right? Meaning that, you know, my Warrior can probably use all 3 of these weapons. It really depends. I really would love to see what the weapons are going to be. A ring and an accessory, which is perfect because I've been wanting to get legendary accessories and rings and stuff like that. I haven't really worked on that. So that's going to be perfect for me because I'm probably going to go for those. And an Aqua Breather. I mean, everyone's been asking for a legendary Aqua Breather, and it's going to be there. I wonder what it looks like. That's going to be super exciting. The problem, so my question here is, so we're doing an Aqua Breather, but we're not doing underwater content, right? Like, I always thought we were going to get a legendary Aqua Breather if we're doing underwater content, right? Because that kind of goes together. But getting a legendary Aqua Breather and then not being able to use it because we haven't seen any underwater combat really properly since, what, before season 3 or something? Like, even Heart of Thorns didn't have any. We haven't seen proper underwater combat in a long time. Like, actually, like, actively doing something underwater. We haven't really seen it in a long time. So, you know, it's fine to have that. But I love that we're getting so many. It's really nice. I mean, you got to consider the last expansion only had 2 legendary items. Janthia Wilds only had 2. It had the legendary backpack and it had the legendary spear that had different forms to it, right? But in the end, it's technically just 1 legendary weapon, right? That can look different depending on what you want to choose. But we're getting 3 weapons, a ring, an accessory. So there, I feel like in this set, there's going to be something for everyone, right? There's going to be like, you're going to either love one of the 3 weapons, or you're going to want the ring effect or the accessory effect or the Aqua Breather effect or whatever. We're going to have to really see what they look like. to get hyped for that, right? New homestead. Players who own both Janthe Wilds and Visions of Eternity will get to unlock a new homestead map. Oh, that was, I don't know what that sound was on site. You'll also be able to save your decoration layout and freely swap between your Janthiri and Castoran maps with the new layouts feature. We'll share more information. Yep. Okay. So this reveal is just a reveal. They're not even giving us details because we're getting another homestead. We kind of knew that already. I feel like we could have guessed that. I guess we didn't get. I mean, this is obvious confirmation, but I think a lot of people were kind of expecting that. So interesting. We're getting another homestead. Maybe this will kind of bring me to wanting to do homesteads. I haven't. Like I said, my homestead, I deleted everything that existed on homestead and then just left it empty. So I did a little bit of decorating inside of the house, but other than that, I haven't done anything. The Vault will continue to offer new seasonal rewards. New relics will bring players options for their builds and combat, and of course, you'll be able to get new weapons, armors, emotes, recipes, blah 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 blah. Right? We're gonna get this cool, stylish hat. I'm not gonna even go for that. I mean, obviously, you get it if you get the like pre-ordered or whatever, right? I do love this weapon set. This weapon set is fantastic. I love the colors of it. I love the little seahorse thing. It's really, really cool. I hope we get to see some cool seahorse stuff. Maybe some mini seahorses or something off in the water. Like, that would be really cool. Pre-purchase bonuses available. And they will be available. You get the hat. You get the Eternal Alchemist title. So that's interesting, Eternal Alchemist. And a box with a choice of chromatic resin weapon skins, which is going to be available to us anyways, so not a big deal. Store page, fashion forward. We have one final feature that will launch in one of the major updates next year, and it will be available to all players regardless of expansion ownership. Fashion templates. Fashion templates function similarly to build and equipment templates, allowing players to save a template of the aesthetic features for their armor, trinkets, back item, and infusions. We'll share more info. Okay, so a lot of people have been asking for that. So we get some, we get a few things, but yeah, so a few things to look at still. But yeah, so we get fashion templates. I know a lot of people have been asking for that, myself included. There's certain things where I'm like, man, I wish I could just like keep, have the armor across my character, but then depending on what elite specialization, I can have like a different look to him. And that looks to be the thing that's going to be happening, which is super, super cool. I'm very excited for that. So let's look at some of these images, you guys. So Inquest base in the back. This is during the day. Looks like there's a tree falling over, so they're destroying the environment. Normal Inquest stuff. Okay, here's the Ranger. Here's the Ranger casting something. And there's birds flying about, like specifically like doves flying about, with the phoenix like kind of looking over there. But yeah, I don't know. We get this like green feathers that are flying about. So this seems to be the new Rangers. So I'm guessing the Ranger icons were swapped. I'm guessing people were correct that the Elementalist doesn't get the bow thing, but the Ranger's getting the bow thing and with the feathers on it. And then I'm guessing the Elementalist is getting the fox. So far, it's the same, but we haven't gotten anything else, any detail-wise. We've already seen this image. All right, different perspective of that floaty rock. That's the only one that has red on it too, which I guess makes it unique or something. Inquest holding raptors captive and probably doing bad things to them. Ooh, we see like an Orion. So this is an Orion looking structure. This might have washed ashore when Zaitan made ore rise from the depth, right? And probably a lot of things were kind of just like spilled out into the sea. So this looks to be somewhere off of the coast of Ore then, I'm guessing, right? So this is that same tree from earlier, but at night. So that's kind of cool. I do like... Is anyone else getting the impression that they kind of listened to the player base and started making the night look a little bit darker? The night is looking a lot more... Because and I think the reason also is that during the day, right, the highly saturated colors make it seem so bright and vibrant. And then the nighttime, that saturation kind of goes away and you get a lot more of the blues and purples that kind of come out and make it look darker. I like that though. This actually looks like a nighttime area to me. Like I can immediately tell that this is nighttime, and I like that, right? It's been a big issue in Guild Wars for a long time where like you go in and you can't even tell if it's day or night unless you look up and you see stars in the sky, So it's really cool. I love that. Ooh. Okay, so we get a little like looks like a shipyard. This looks very like New World. If you guys have played New World, this looks very New World-ish. But yeah, I don't know what the structure. It looks like they're building something here. It looks like they're constructing some kind of outpost here, right? This is like looks like it's under construction. I don't know if this is like finished, but they're using it's probably an outpost, Lines Arch kind of outpost, right? With like a little antenna over here. Um, but yeah, we get a little outpost here. Oh, we get a little another one over here with like some houses that are already built in. So there's people living on this island. So this is not, and there's another, I don't know if this is the other side of that red tree just around the corner. There's this, right? I don't know, but it looks like there's people living out here. So yeah, we've already seen this, right? So I think they're going, yeah. So all right, so we have that. Let's see if the official page has more info. Real trailer, we get looks so cool. The art is so good. They've been doing really. Oh, we get another. We get this. Okay, so it looks to be again map 1 to me a little bit. What the heck is that? Is that a Largos? Okay, I don't know. This is weird. That looks really strange. A Ridlock? There's Ridlock in the back, fidgeting with his wiener or something. I don't know what's going on there. Inquest staff here. Char, there's bubbles around. But that looks to me like a winged creature, but that doesn't look like a Char. It's purplish, it has like long ears. It looks like a Largos to me. That's weird. I don't know what that's supposed to be. That's crazy. Inaccessible. Let's see if there's anything new in here. Yeah, okay. During the travels. Okay. Yeah, okay. We get a closer look. What the hell is that? Is that a Tengu? What? This is a new creature. There's no way this is not a new creature. That is like a bird person. It looks to me like a bird person with like weird fairy wings and like a tree growing out of its head. It looks amazing. I mean, that is like the exact kind of stuff I've been looking for. But I also what I also see in the background is there's like this ancient ruin that looks almost very like Echo Valdish, right? Like from the structure and stuff. But it has like an Asuran gate almost looking entrance to it. So I don't know. This looks to be like some kind of fight or something that we're doing on this platform. It's Astro Ward. It's an Astro Ward platform. That looks very Astro Wardy. So I don't. Is this like an Astro Ward person? I don't know what's going on there. But it's the same stuff that's on his head is growing on the back, in the back on that tree. I don't know. The magically infused deadly encounters. The magically infused landscape of Castor is home to all manner of strange, warped wildlife. 2 of the 3 major updates coming in 2026 will pit players against the most powerful of the island's denizens in raid encounters. So this is a raid encounter. This is one of the raid encounters. I love it. Are you kidding? I hope we get that as a tonic. Combat tonic or something. Including challenge and legendary and new, along with the first and new raid encounters, new system updates will make raids easier to access. A fractal was an accompanying will release the same. Okay, we've seen that. New features and rewards, new emotes, blah blah blah. Wait those to travel off because dangerous homestead. Okay, yeah. So they're not giving us a lot of info here. So yeah. I don't think I think that's pretty much it, you guys. That's all we can pretty much talk about for now, but this is very interesting in a lot of different ways. So I think what ArenaNet is trying to do here, okay, I'm just going to pull myself up here for a little bit to end this. So I think what ArenaNet is trying to do here is ArenaNet is trying to, because they pushed it back 2 months, because technically, remember you guys, technically, if we were to go by the way that that the releases have been, both with Secrets of the Obscure and GNT Wilds, they do what they usually do is they do you know, they have 3 months, right? And so usually they wait 2 months and then 1 month before the next expansion or whatever, like that's how it's been. They do the big announcement, so saying, okay, here's the announcement, and in a month at the end of August, this is when it releases. That's what they did with Secrets of the Obscure. That's what they did with Janthia Wilds. And the thing was that at those times, they gave us all of the details because, you know, they gave us all the different blog posts. They gave us all the different things, right? Because it's only a month. There's only a month between that, right? But we have 3 months. So I think ArenaNet is trying to stretch this out. And I think this is smarter. I think this is much smarter. I don't think they necessarily pushed it back just so they can do it this way, but they probably had to, for whatever reason, push it back because of development, whatever, right? But I think this is really smart, not giving us all of the info. Because the thing is, if they give us all of the info, they give us all the elite specializations, they give us all of these different things now, right? They show us the homestead, they show us the maps, they give us the names of the maps, like all of these different things, right? If they do all of that, then people are gonna, like, 3 months is a long time, especially when it comes to video games, meaning that a lot of people are gonna lose interest. So what's gonna happen is every week now, ArenaNet is gonna release like a blog post or do a live stream about something, right? They're gonna be releasing, I'm guessing, so if we look at, so how many weeks is this? Let's see here. How many weeks? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 5 weeks until the elite specialization beta test, right, that we're getting. So the preview week or whatever, right? So in those 5 weeks, they're gonna give us more details of it, right? Like, and maybe they're gonna do each of the elite specializations as their own blog post or something, and like every few days release like a blog post about some kind of feature. It's going to be about the skimmer, it's going to be about the homestead, it's going to be about whatever other features we're getting, the fashion templates, maybe the legendary, so there's going to be a blog post about that. So we're going to get a lot of info, which is really, really nice, because that is a very smart tactic on the marketing, getting people to constantly be reminded of, hey, there's a new expansion coming out and there's new stuff coming, and here's a new preview, here's a new preview. They did the same thing with Heart of Thorns, and I think it worked really well with Heart of Thorns. You know, being the first expansion, like I remember every week we would get like these big blog posts about all of these different things that are being added in, right? And people got very excited, and every week they would reveal like a new elite specialization and stuff like that. So I think that's what we're gonna see. So I kind of, you know, obviously I'm kind of sad that we didn't get more details. I wanted to know about the elite specializations, I wanted to know about all of that stuff, but yeah, it's looking like they're gonna take their time with it, and they're gonna give us only like little bit details here and there, which is really, really good, because I think that it's gonna keep us getting like more and more hyped as things go on. I think this was a great introduction to what we're going into. So Visions of Eternity is happening, you guys. It's the new expansion. And I'm going to be covering all of the stuff. Like, as these blog posts are coming out, I'm going to cover these like I did with the icons and stuff. I think I've been having a really good time doing that. But I also wanted to work on some other videos in the meantime as well. So I'm going to be doing that in the background. And I want to get back into streaming a little bit as well. I haven't been streaming much in the last few weeks because I've been trying to get the review done. The review took me a long, long time to work on. It was many, many hours that I worked on the review, just because, I mean, the script itself was 11 pages, right? So I had to like write 11 pages and then do all of that stuff with it. So it was a lot of work, and I appreciate you guys watching all that stuff. But I want to get back a little bit into that, and so to that end, I'm gonna be doing some more streams. I'm gonna be doing some more Guild Wars and Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2 streams, and we're gonna kind of theorize a little bit, right? Like, this is really cool because it leaves us enough to sit here and wonder about what the story is gonna be, what the idea is gonna be, but it gives us enough of an outline of like understanding, okay, this is what's coming, right? They kind of gave us an outline of, this is what you guys can expect, and we're gonna give you details of what's coming. So it's really, really cool. So I'm very excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your predictions are, what your theories are. Are you guys excited? Do you guys like the look of everything? Are you guys excited about the features that they're adding? Are you guys excited about you know, the Gridlock being back, and like the setting of the world, and Inquest focused? Like, are you guys excited for this stuff, right? Like, let me know. So and I'll talk to you then. All right, bye guys.